Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's try this again. Hey y'all, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. This is not the War on Wolf morning show, baby, because they did me dirty the other day. Oh, they did me dirty. Hey guys, come on in, load on in. We got to talk. Let me see, can I pull up my Pacer account? Pacer. Let me see. Hey guys, come on in. Click a like as you come in. Am I live on YouTube? Find a case. Let's see, find a case. Search. Hey guys, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Click like when you come in. I'm about to do a redo of the show from that got flagged down on what was that? When I did Warren Woke Monday. I might do the silent version because it seems like when you talk about a certain group of Jews, the stuff just get flagged down for whatever reason. I wasn't even talking about anything bad. I was just showing y'all the correlation between the Diddy trial and the Netanyahu case that's actually going on, and just to make my point that this trial may be much bigger than Diddy, because it's a lot of people that are being indicted right now that nobody's paying attention to, because not me, but a lot of people are just laser focused in on Diddy. A lot of people are like, this is a weak case. This is a weak case. Because they're like, well, what about all the sex trafficking? What about Oprah? Did Oprah go to the freak out? Like, you worried about the wrong thing. Like, look at the bigger picture. It's a bigger picture. Look at how many child trafficking rings have been broken up since this Diddy case. And then they was talking about the day there were some provisions that were I don't know what's the legal jargon for it, because he wasn't how do you put it, what's the legal jargon for the provisions that were removed today off of Diddy case? What's the legal jargon for it? Any legal eagles in here? The provision, click like in here so more people can come. I typically like to wait a little bit so more people can log in, because y'all know I'm not in nobody's algorithm, and YouTube only sends out my notifications to 1% of my following, of my subscribers. No matter whether you done click the bell or what, YouTube only sends out 1%, and I've been contacting them back and forth about this 1% that they send it out to. Just had a long conversation about this on Monday after my video got mass flagged down. So, well, YouTube only sends out 1% of my notifications, and then the 1% that you send out, my video get mass flagged by this 1%. So who the fuck are these people that y'all are sending to my videos? I need an internal investigation to go on at this point. And then they're looking at me crazy like I'm new to YouTube. Baby, I'm not new to YouTube. Thank you for the super chat, Chief Basketball. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat and supporting the channel. I need the support, because they don't. 1% is going to get this live. You won't have so many people being misled in the media if they were just fed the right information. If they could just think freely and unpack things freely instead of being misled. Now, You have these big child trafficking rings going on, which I sat here and I showed y'all a website. And I said, y'all, look at these people on this website. It's $10 million on some of these people's head. It's $5 million on some of these people's heads. And this is happening at the same time this Diddy stuff is happening. The traffic ring, the child trafficking ring out in Dallas was bust. Now, what if, and I'm just being imaginative, using my imagination here, what if whatever they took all these files and media footage and shit out of Diddy house? What if some of these people was on those files and they was able to bust those trafficking rings based on the stuff that they found inside Diddy house, and they just telling us about the baby oil part because they know y'all gonna sit here and fight on social media about baby oil, and y'all not gonna pay attention to none of these Jews that's being busted for crimes, none of these Russians that's being busted, these East Europeans that are being busted for these crimes. Y'all just gonna pay attention to the Negro part. What did Diddy do? He slid around the baby oil, played in male semen, beat Cassie ass for sure. But what else? Like, we want the salacious stuff, right? Who was all at the freak-offs? Who cares? How many child trafficking rings have these people busted? They busted another child trafficking ring today. That's what I was trying to get the correct terminology about what happened with the Diddy case. They removed some provisions like conspiring to sex trafficking, right? So they didn't remove his sex trafficking case, his sex trafficking charge, but they removed, like, he didn't conspire, right? Prior to that, they said he conspired, meaning like you was a part of something or helped plan something, or because of you, this happened. What if he gave up some names? Because that big one it was a big one that was busted down in Tampa today. And I think they recovered like 60 something people. And then the big one that was busted over there in TD Jake's hometown, where you're the shepherd. You're supposed to be the shepherd over Dallas. That big ring was busted a few weeks ago. And then TD Jakes and Oprah coming out talking about we never attended the freakouts. Can you talk about this child trafficking ring that was just busted in your city, sir? Don't you supposed to be praying over this city? How you let child trafficking go right up under your nose like that, sir? That's what we're more concerned about. Was y'all trafficking church? We don't care whether you went to the freak off and got bent over or you booted somebody. Nobody care. We don't care how freaky you are. We give a fuck about whether you messing with the children or not. That's how we're gonna judge you. That's when we're gonna end you. We don't care. We don't care whether you're getting your balls licked. Who cares? I would hope you would have somebody to lick them. But if you don't, are you messing with children or not? Sir, ma'am, Oprah. That's what I care about. I don't care about whether Oprah was at no freak off. So click like in here, guys. We're a little raunchy tonight because this is the nighttime. Now, when I did that War on Walk morning show the other morning, y'all wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise for flagging my videos. There weren't even enough people in here. That's how I know majority of the people who was in here was flagging the videos. Something strange was going on. I could be speculating. Something very fishy was happening. For everybody who remembered, who's on this live, something very, very, very fishy happened the other morning. But I'm going to do a redo of that, a part 2. I just came on here to tell y'all, to tell y'all that the provision that was removed from Diddy case today, I thought somebody would put it in the chat because I don't remember, but I do know the conspire to traffic was removed. The conspiring to traffic was removed. And at the same time, another ring was. So is he talking? That's what I'm saying. Is this a bigger situation where Diddy could be the CIA? Like, he could be the one who go in and coerce or pretend like he's doing something that he ain't doing. to get intel on people, or maybe not. He could just be a dummy that was really doing all these things, like calling security to bring him $15,000 to buy drugs. Like, you could just be that big of a dummy to think that you're famous and untouchable. Either way, the website that I showed y'all was, I think I showed y'all the FBI website. I showed y'all the Secret Service website. And one of the websites on that show where I was saying this case was bigger than Diddy. And I was saying, well, look at all these people who got all this money on their head. Y'all, they're taking these rings down. Two people pled guilty. So today, as all these charges are getting rerouted on the Diddy case, the feds got because that one, the child trafficking ring in Tampa, will be considered state. So the federal government got two big guys to plead guilty today. One of them is Cleaver Alcala. I'm about to tell you. Give me 1 second. His name is Cleaver. He's a retired Venezuelan. He's a general. He's a general. He pled guilty today for cocaine. Cleaver Antonio Alcala Cordones. He is this guy. Oh, my phone is blurry. It's this guy. Can't really see him. Cleaver Alcala Cordones. Same district, Southern District of New York. He pled guilty today for cocaine trafficking into the United States. Now, this guy is a retired Venezuelan major general and a member of the Bavarian Army. This is a big guy. He had a $10 million bounty. He had $10 million on his head. $10 million. And he pled guilty today. They've been following these guys for a long time. Now, I said on the same live where I showed y'all the websites, the FBI websites, the Secret Service website, with all these people who got all this money on their head, I said, look, they ain't found some of these people guilty yet, but Diddy is not making cocaine. So they keep bringing up cocaine in Diddy's case. They're not looking for him and Jane Doe because they sniffing a line of cocaine. No, they want to know the source. Where you getting where's this cocaine coming from? Who is manufacturing pink cocaine? I said on that same line, niggas is not manufacturing cocaine. Don't forget, when was that, like a week ago? The big fentanyl bust that happened here in Atlanta. So I'm paying attention to all the other trials, all the other little big cases that's going on in parallel to Diddy. That is not getting as much shine as Diddy's getting. So, and it was also a Russian today pled guilty. I think he was in the Southern District of New York. Yep. What was he? Is he in the Southern District? I know Cleaver, Southern District of New York. June 25th, Cleaver Antonio Alcala Cordones is charged as a part of a wide indictment of the Venezuelan Cartel de los Soles in Colombia's FARC. I know what that stands for, but he's a big-time military guy. Big military guy. So basically, their military was the one that was over the operation bringing the cocaine into America. So now that he is pled guilty, guess how many other people look, if you selling cocaine in the street, if you moving cocaine in the street, you might want to sit down. You might want to flush that shit down the toilet. Cause y'all ain't even paying attention to what's going on because you too busy worrying about whether Oprah was at the freak off. They mention when they mention cocaine in the Diddy trying to keep bringing cocaine up, keep bringing cocaine up. That means, well, why do they keep mentioning cocaine? That means the people, the big wigs who are in the cocaine industry, that's to perk their ears. That's because the federal government is looking for bigger people to take down. Big Diddy is low on the totem pole. And that might sound crazy because in the black community, he's not. But in the grand spectrum of things, you got a guy who is a goddamn military general who had 10 million on his head and had to plead guilty today because the evidence was mounted up too high on him. He ain't even got no trial. He's not even gonna have a trial. He don't even have to have a trial because he pled guilty. Too much evidence. What was the evidence coming from? Where did the evidence come from? Could he been to connect that the drug mule were getting the pink cocaine from? But when you hear pink cocaine, like who is making pink cocaine? Where they getting this stuff from? Where they getting? They got the Obama ecstasy. They got the Obama face on them. Why all these people gonna get brought down? I'm telling you, you got to watch the bigger picture. The drug scene, the cartels, and this was the biggest one. Okay? Shut alive. We gotta talk. This the biggest one. This the biggest one. So it ain't fit. If you and they say he's the ringleader of the Venezuelan military deserters. And his investigation started a while ago. They've been following these guys for a long time. These celebrities, these drug traffickers, people who are doing this sex trafficking stuff. The government, when they bring a case on you, they ain't just been following you for no one fucking year. These people been following you for a long time. They didn't start following Diddy when Cassie filed her lawsuit. They was already following Diddy. That's what people don't understand. And they tried to clean that up today in the court hearing. They tried to clean that up today by saying, basically doing a provision that says Diddy did not know, or they have to let him know when they started investigating him or something like that in order to charge him with XYZ. The government don't gotta let you know that shit. They don't have to let you know that. If they're following you, they're going to do one or two things. You're going to get convicted of a crime, or they're going to leave you alone. That's it. That's it. And you sit there, you sit and wait for your trial date. If you plead guilty to whatever they done charge you with, then you don't have no trial date. But if you think you're not guilty because you don't even know how long they've been following you, because they had a suspicion of something, you got the biggest party in America. You got these demographics of people at your party other than black women. You got all these demographics of people at your party. All nations. Drugs everywhere. Speculations of underage people. Speculatory stuff. We don't know. We wasn't there. But what we do know is what the government is pointing out. The government pointed out drugs. Somebody pink cocaine. And they pointed out the $15,000 that you had to give to somebody and the $5,000 that you had to give to somebody to buy drugs. Most time when people, like regular people, buy drugs, this is the personal drugs. It's like $15. How much a bag of weed costs? How much a little bag of cocaine costs? $10, $15. I don't know. I've never done drugs, but I can speculate. A little dime bag. I think it's $10. I don't know. Let me know. I could be wrong. Continue to share the live so we can get more people in the chat. Now, another guy who went down today had 10 million on his head as well, was a Russian. His name was Hold My Mule. The other guy's name was That's Polo. Polo was the Venezuelan guy. Because I started writing it down, but these names are so outlandish. The other guy was the arms dealer, the Russian arms guy. Let me see. Hold my mule. Russian arms guy. I thought I had wrote his name down somewhere. His name he had a 10 million bounty. Hugo. Is that him? Yeah, let's see. Let's make sure this him. Let's make sure Hugo. Arl. Yeah, Hugo. Hugo Carvajal. Carvajal. No, three people. Three people went down today. Three people and a child trafficking ring went down today. All while Diddy's files is being revised, and all these people saying charges are dropped. It's being revised, being reworded because the government got three other wins today. Two Venezuelan people went down today. A Russian went down today because I forgot about this guy, Hugo Carvajal. El Polo, the chicken. Venezuelan diplomat and retired general. He's the head of military intelligence in Venezuela. Been following him for a long time. He went down for drug trafficking today. My shit blurry. He went down for drug trafficking today. It's the camera. You ain't gonna be able to see it, but you see his skin color. He's deputy of National Assembly for Monagas, director of General of Military Counterintelligence. Yeah, big military guy. Two big military guys pled guilty today. And the news is barely talking about it because they so focused on Diddy. But in Venezuela, they talking about it. They're talking about it in Venezuela. So the articles that you'll pull up will be Dario Los Americanos, El Tiempo, Department of Justice, of course, 5 hours ago, the DOJ. Let me pull it up. The reason I'm not pulling it up on my computer because I got a whole nother set of stuff to show. I want to re-show y'all the stuff from the other day. Former Venezuelan general pleads guilty to narco-terrorism, weapons, and drug trafficking charges. June 25th, 2025, Southern District of New York. Fuck that. I gotta pull this up on my computer cause y'all don't believe Lord Greasy. Y'all don't believe Lord Greasy. Y'all don't believe Lord. Y'all know what Lord is cooked with. I wasn't gonna pull this stuff up on my computer, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I can share screen. Now, this is why I think they didn't care too much. This is why I think Diddy's stuff was being reworded. Because the government got 3 big wins today. The federal government got 3 big wins, and the state of Florida got a big win because they busted that sex trafficking ring, and then they, all this stuff is being reworded. And somebody talking. Somebody could be talking. Former Venezuelan general pleads guilty. That means he don't have to have no trial. He don't have to have no trial either because bitch, you done pled guilty to narcos, weapons, terrorism, drug trafficking charges. Southern District of New York. They all in the same building. U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, Robert Murphy announced today that former Venezuelan General Hugo Armando Carvajal Barras, aka El Polio, pled guilty before U.S. District Judge Alvin K. Herrlstein to conspiracy to import cocaine into the United States, engaging in narco-terrorism for the benefit of Furazal Armando's Revolucionarios de Colombia, FARC, and related weapons charges. Okay? That's what I'm saying. You keep up. You got to keep up. You have to be a free thinker out here in these streets. You got to be a free thinker out here in these streets. Okay? You got to be a free thinker. Because if you're not, then you'll fall for the banana in the tailpipe, baby. It's some bigger people being brought down. These are all these men in the same courthouse. And the other guy that was brought down today was a Russian arms dealer. I don't think he was an arms dealer. I think he was just trafficking. He was just the guy over the firearms. He was the man over the guns. His name is hold my mule. He was a Russian out of Nevada. And when I think Russians in Nevada, I think Native American. The Russians be hiding in the Native American reservations doing all that dirty work. Um Let me see. What was his name? Weird name. Let me find his name. Let me find his name on my little thing. Let me see. Hold my mule. Click like. Continue to share. Yeah, the swamp is being drained. Hey, greetings, guys. The swamp is being drained. Diddy drug dealer looked like a side dealer compared to those that was arrested today. Yeah, he was nothing. See, the little guy that they said was the drug mule, that guy's nothing. That guy was nothing. He was just the nigga that's going pics up. I swear. When I read this El Polio thing, I could have sworn they have mentioned this name in the Diddy case before. I could have sworn they have mentioned this guy. Maybe I am tripping. But when I read El Polio, I'm like, didn't they mention this? I could be totally tripping. But when they was giving the testimony, the assistant who quit, Perez, what's his name? Perez, his name was something. When he was giving the testimony, I could have sworn when they was talking about buying the drugs, I could have sworn he mentioned his name, but I could be totally tripping. Cause somebody, yeah, I could be tripping, but I swear I heard a name very similar to that. Let me see. The other guy, let's see, Ukraine. It's not that one. US go. The predicates. That's what I was trying to say. The predicates for Diddy's case changed. As the predicates for Diddy's case was changing, all this stuff was going down. All these big time rings. If you're dealing guns, if you're dealing drugs, it's a wrap. Cause guess what? Now that these big guys have been taken down, have pled guilty, what you think they finna do? Y'all can put in the chat what they finna do. What are these big guys finna do? It's the Venezuelan guy, narc terrorism. Let me see. Where is the Russian guy? Cause he had 10 million on his head too. He done went and got he has went and pled guilty. Let me see. I know I typed this guy's name in my phone. Let me see, guys. Somebody probably can find it before me. The Russian that went down today. Sergia. What is this guy's name? You can hardly read this damn shit. Sergia Zarnikov. Sergia Zarnikov. Sergia. 4 hours ago. Hold my mule. I'm finna show you. Hold my mule. Hold my mule. Hold my mule. Please click like in here, guys. Please click like in here. That's saying everybody giving fake news online. I mean, I'm giving real news. You can see the date right here. Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. International arms dealer pleads guilty to conspiring to export firearms to Russia. You was trying to probably trying to arm the little Native Americans. Probably trying to arm the little Siberians. Probably been arming them for a long time because they don't just investigate you for 1 year. No, these people been investigating these folks for a long time. This man had a $10 million it was a $10 million reward for these guys. Earlier today in Brooklyn, I don't even know what that reads, child. Sergei Zarnovnikov, pled guilty to conspiracy to commit export violations. Conspiracy to commit export violations. The defendant exported firearms and ammunition worth over $1.5 million from the United States to Russia in violation of the U.S. law. When sentenced, Zarnovnikov faces up to 20 years in prison. Okay? This is also coming out of New York. So the feds had some huge wins today. When they say draining the swamp, baby, they really are draining the swamp. Cause what? Y'all worry about baby oil. That baby oil shit just to throw y'all off. Cause see, really, when you think about it, if this, they're probably it ain't no telling how many people they hold on. Wait a minute. Did this happen today too? What? No, that didn't happen today. I was just about to say. Because it says earlier today. That's why I was like, did it happen today? But nah, these are older. These are older. This happened today. I'm telling y'all stuff that happened today. This just in. That's what I'm saying. See, on this channel, we have maintained that the Diddy case is bigger than just Diddy. It's a lot of big people, but I think all this is tied in together. All these people are being brought down together. Diddy was not getting his pink cocaine. Have y'all had pink cocaine before? Have y'all had Obama pills before? You're not a celebrity is not a regular person. They're gonna deal with the top people. They don't have to deal with the Pookie and Ray Ray drug dealers out of the hood. They don't have to deal with y'all. They're gonna deal with the top people. They're gonna deal with the source. They go to the source for shit. And so when the federal government is following you and you're sending somebody, you transfer money from security, giving it to this person, see, the federal government called that guy a drug mule for a reason. Now he got immunity, but Diddy can get off on some of these charges if y'all give up bigger names. This guy didn't get immunity just because he gonna testify against Diddy. No, nigga, you had to give up your source. You had to give up your source. You wasn't buying the drugs from Diddy. You was buying them for Diddy. You got immunity for giving up your source. That's how that worked. You didn't get immunity. I'm gonna testify and get immunity. No, they might give you limited immunity for testifying, but full immunity when you're moving drugs across state, when you're getting wire transfers from people, from the head of security, when you're doing this, no, the government is trying this case. This is not your local municipality. The government is interested in where you're getting these drugs from, not who you're getting them for. Baby, you gave up some big names. And it's two people pled guilty, two big, huge people pled guilty today. That they had been following for a long time too. And then the weapons guy from Russia. So I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. Y'all follow me? Y'all don't like this kind of content. Y'all want the salacious. Y'all want me to just talk about Diddy and the baby oil. I think that's what people like because people don't share the content. You know, I'm getting discouraged at this point unpacking stuff. I feel like I could have had people way ahead of the game just looking at, this is your America. You need to look at your America with all your eyes. You need to know what's going on in your America. It's not a figment of my imagination that all these cases are tied into each other. It's not a figment of my imagination. It's no way the federal government will come softball a Diddy like this if they wasn't trying to take down bigger people. And in that exact same courthouse, they was taking down people all day today. They showed people the evidence that they had against them today. And these people said, y'all got me. I'm guilty. Same day, at the same time, Diddy's softball cases being, okay, well, we're going to change this provision to, okay, now you no longer conspired. We're gonna erase that wording. You no longer conspired. Yeah, I'm just saying. You probably can Google it. I haven't done the research because I got other shit to do. But if you're willing to Google, you probably can Google these names and see whether these big generals have ever even been to a Diddy party. It was a whole lot of white looking. It was a whole. Diddy had all manners of people at his party. Diddy partied with people from East Europe. Diddy partied with people from Russia. He partied with people from Venezuela. Hell, he was fucking girls from Philippines. If you can fuck somebody from the Philippines, you're desperate. All these pretty girls in America, you can skip over to a small little broke village, a small little poverty village. Baby, they eat from the street. They use leftover grease. Them people don't clean good. You can put titties and a fake ass on the girl. That don't mean she clean good. You got to retrain this girl how to clean because she from the Philippines and all this kind of stuff. And you got this girl with a chip on her shoulder thinking she really somebody. When she is at the end of the day from a poor area and a third world country. You know, and that's what you have to keep reminding these fool whores. You have to keep reminding these fool whores, you was not raised right. You're from a third world country where y'all eat off the street every day and recycle grease from the gutter. And your people are still over there doing that, living in poverty, while you're over here in America fucking rappers and switching around with some new titties, new ass, Botox in your face and fake lips. And fake titties. Your shit ain't natural. Face done. Nothing about your face is natural. Your teeth done. Your booty done. And you got a chip on your shoulder. Like you have accomplished something. No. And if we want to be very right and exact, she could very well be the one who brought Diddy down. You just never know. She could very well be. She could very well be an informant. See, when you go chasing, y'all know I have the mentality that you should stick with your own people. You need to stick with people who were raised in the communities that you were raised in. You need to stick with the people who come from the culture that you come from. You need to stick with people who cut from the same cloth. You need to stick with people who y'all can share the same comb. You need to stick with people where y'all can use the same brush. You need to sit with people. Y'all like the same foods. I'm not finna be eating no tacos every goddamn night. Not me. I'm not finna get no Brazilian woman. I'm not finna get no Latino woman. Y'all gonna cook me a different version of a taco every night. Tostitos, taquitos, quesadillos, tacos. I'm not eating a different version of that shit every night. Girl, you gotta learn how to cook like my grandma, my auntie, my mama. I don't want just tahini seasoning. You need to have a whole cabinet of herbs in this hole. But y'all don't have that same kind of energy for these women. Y'all let them do the bare fucking minimum. Get all in your space. Play with your semen. Be around your family, be around your kids, and then they go to picking the people off in your family one by one. And next thing you know, you're going to funeral after funeral after funeral, and this bitch sitting here laughing and smiling at you, sucking your meat for sure. But she's sitting here laughing and smiling at you and running plays the whole time. You don't even know how many people backing her. You don't even know a whole military could be backing this bitch. You never know. You don't know how to speak her language. It could be a whole military backing her. They picking your family off one by one. Because they want you niggas gone off this land anyway. And you think it don't all tie in because you're full in love. Treating her like a princess. The girl come from a fucking village in the third world country. And she get treated like a princess because of her skin tone and silky straight hair. They sitting there picking your family off one by one. Covert missions. Because they know you got land that you don't know you got. They know you got land that you don't know you have. Or they want your genetics. They want your organs. The lesser y'all on this bitch, the better. Okay? They want whatever they want from you. They want whatever they want from you. A little semen sample will do. You don't know what this hoe doing. She could be holding your semen in her mouth, sucking your meat, holding your semen in her mouth, going to the bathroom, spinning in a little cup, sending that shit off to her village auntie. And they sitting there making bioweapons just with your semen. Michael. Jeffrey. Timothy. Pookie. Ray. They done already put Tyrone on the board. This is more Tyrone semen. Oh, it's deeper than the 23andMe scandal that's going. It's deeper than that. We get to get you niggas actual semen because we get to get our holes that look. This is the most basic. There's no time in earth that a black man was ever supposed to be attracted to an Asian. I don't give a fuck how racist this shit sound. There was never a time on planet Earth where a black man, a black American man, was ever supposed to be attracted to an Asian. Never. You niggas was never supposed to be attracted to these girls ever. You're not attracted to Down syndrome Americans. You're not attracted to Down syndrome girls that look American. When the last time you seen a full black American man with a Down syndrome looking wife that was American, black or white? But you'll go with an Asian who got the same phenotype and been treated like a princess. Buy them new ass, buy them new titties, buy them new teeth, buy them new everything. And then now you in fucking federal prison. Now, you didn't learn nothing from the Korean War because it's the same thing that happened during the Korean War. Somebody fell in love with somebody. The girls was pretending like they liked you. Then you was getting killed. And next thing you know, all them Koreans came flooding over here to America. And they flooded into the nigga community. Same thing happened during the World Wars. They push their women off on you. They coerce you to like their women. They keep putting these women out in the media. They got little ads. Do you like the Philippines? I'm in the Philippines right now and I'm hiding horny. Next thing you know, you looking at Filipino women like they hiding horny over there. I need me one of them. You was never ever supposed to be attracted to that. That was a trick. They put that ad in front of you. That was a trick. Your dick ain't even. Let's just talk tonight. We on here. It's late night. The children supposed to be sleep. Children ain't supposed to be watching me. No way. Your dick was not made to even go in them girls. But you like the thrill that only half can fit in. You know what? These girls was born in incubators or not. You ain't even seen no baby picture of this goddamn lady. I will make them bitches take me all the way back to your childhood. What hospital was you born in, baby girl? Cause was it an incubator? Cause how y'all look alike. Your meat was never made to go in her ever. But this how you get tricked out your spot. And ain't nobody telling y'all this. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This is exactly how you get tricked out of your spot. Now, if Diddy go walk as a free man, how are we gonna look at Diddy? Diddy got some bops. Diddy got some great music. I like some of the tracks from the Love album, but you sitting there with a motherfucking Asian, a whole roster of Asian bitches, and y'all sitting there playing in male semen. I'm not gonna listen to your music the same if I know you sitting there jacking off to a nigga booty cheeks, playing in male semen. Me and you do no. I can get over him being Cassie ass. I look, I'm not a person for domestic violence. I think you should always fight back. I think if a nigga hit you, put his ass in the dirt. If you can get to your weapon quick enough, put his ass in the dirt. However, if you can't put him in the dirt, go to the authorities. Run. In fact, walk away before this shit escalate. This Asian girl put Diddy head in the table. She actually got P. Diddy head, smashed it into the motherfucking table. And then she got her ass beat too. This not the Cassie situation. I'm talking about the little Filipino that was on the stand for a whole month. Wasting everybody goddamn time with them fake titties and them fake booty cheeks. My thing is, I could have got over the reason why I was watching this Diddy trial. I'm gonna be honest, is because I was ready to bury this nigga because they was talking about child trafficking. They was talking about all this salacious shit. Cassie hadn't already got her money for her crimes. She hadn't already got her settlement. But then they was saying like he was trafficking children and all kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, y'all got to show us this now, because if he trafficking children, that's something different. And now y'all giving us all this filibuster shit because the federal government was not being honest. The honest part is we have bigger people to take down. Diddy's connected to these bigger people, and he's a bigger person himself. He's a big person himself on the scope of culture, but on the scope of drugs, sex trafficking rings, firearms. We got some big fish we need to take down. We don't know whether this guy here that was convicted, that pled guilty today, whether that Russian guy who pled guilty today, maybe he was the one that provided Diddy with the firearms that didn't have a serial number on it, because they said the firearm, I think it was an AR-15. They said his AR-15, it wasn't like the serial number was scraped off. It didn't have a serial number at all. Oh, bitch. They said it wasn't sanded off with sandpaper like a regular person will do. Or however you get those. It's hard to get a serial number off because, for one, it's metal. This is not plastic you're dealing with. This is metal. They said the serial number was never on this bitch. So you had an AR-15, full AR-15, without a serial number. It could have been. It could have came from this guy. Who knows? What did the court then asked where Diddy got the serial number from in the public. I mean, where he got the AR-15 from in the public. But you know damn well this the federal government. We're gonna get the butter from the duck as to where this particular gun comes, because they brought it up multiple times. It's not the fact that Diddy had a gun. That is not illegal. You didn't have a gun with the serial number scratch. You had a gun without a serial number. Where the fuck did that come from, sir? Where the pink cocaine come from? Where this gun without this serial number come from? If you give up did you want to lessen your sentence or not? Well, you better start talking. Cause we gonna put some softball witnesses up here. We ain't gonna put everybody we know, cause we've been following your ass for a long time. We ain't even gonna put, what was the guy named, the white guy named? He was fine too at one point. And I don't even like white guys, but I was just so amazed at how he went from fine to just like crazy looking. The guy who shot up the Trump Hotel that time, who the first one that came out said he was a sex slave for Diddy. What is his name? He was the very first guy. Audie. Audie. Is it Michael Audie? Justin Audie, Michael Audie, something Audie. We ain't gonna put Audie on the stand because you know we can. And you know Audie gonna eat the cheese. We could put a lot of different Audies on the stand. You know that, right? Okay, we gonna put some softballs on the stand. All right? But y'all better let us know everything we need to know. We gonna keep the case going. We gonna keep the party going. We gonna softball these questions. We gonna softball the stuff that we put out. We gonna have the jury watch some freak off tapes. But we need to know what we need to know on the back end. Or else we will bring these people and put them on the stand. This the government, guys. This is yeah, Jonathan Oddie. Yes, Jonathan Oddie. That's it. Jonathan Oddie. Somebody said an active witness protection agent. I'm not sure. I missed that. I missed that part. I was talking too fast. However, I remain that this case is way bigger than Diddy. I wouldn't be shocked if Diddy not gonna get off because he did some shit. But how they was lessening like the wording for his charges today, I said, I immediately start looking for other cases. That's what made me start looking for other cases. I didn't get on it because I wanted to get on the internet this morning, try War on Woke again, do part 2 of War on Woke to show y'all the stuff that I was showing y'all the other day, which I'm about to show y'all before I get off here. I wanted to do that, but I said, well, damn, everybody's saying Diddy charges was dropped. What's going on? Charges dropped. Can't be. And then they said, no, his charges weren't dropped. They just started rewording something, taking some provisions out, which dropped some charges, inevitably, because now you're not going to be charged with conspiring for sex trafficking and a lot of other stuff. Like 10 of them was rewritten, if you will. So I said, well, let me see what else is going on in the world. Let's see, did somebody else get brought down today? And just to show, 3 people and a sex ring. So, guys, I don't know. You know, I had said that this Diddy case and this Netanyahu case was tied in together. Now, if you don't know what the deep state is, you can go all the way back to when JFK was offed, and then track the deep state from there. If you don't think Netanyahu tied into Venezuela, I don't know what to tell you. The CIA, the deep state, the CIA and the deep state of old is the swamp that's being cleaned out. But I think it's only gonna be cleaned out to a certain extent. It's gonna be cleaned out, and somebody else gonna move in, but it's gonna be cleaned out to a certain extent. And the extent that it's gonna be cleaned out, all them hitmen that all the hitmen that the CIA had, the CIA ain't going nowhere. But all they hitmen, all they drug lords, all that stuff is being changed over. That's the deep state. You think the CIA don't work directly in Venezuela? Look at the what was that? That was the opioid crisis. Was that the opioid crisis? I forget what crisis it was. But these people have been working together for a long time. In a nutshell, bitch. A long time. They've been working together. So, yeah, all this is tied in. All of it's tied in. Now, I'm going to go through what I was going through the other morning for War on Woke. And we're going to try this again. And if I even know how to break this thing down again. Because I went very fast the other day when I was talking about Trump and this whole Diddy, Trump and this war and this Diddy case. Iran Contra, thank you. See, Marcus, you always got my back. I appreciate that. During the Iran Contra, we're not in what we got going on with Iran right now, guys. Like, pay attention. Y'all got to keep up. Isn't Russia and Iran partners? China, Iran, and Russia, aren't they partners? Didn't a big time Russian dealer get taken down today? Then these big time Venezuelans get taken down today. During the Iran Contra, wasn't they working directly with Russia to bring drugs over directly? That's how they got the cocaine on the street in the first place. They just took down generals. These are not regular men that they took down. If they took down military generals, you think the military generals are just going to be in there keeping the peace, just not going to say nothing? They don't even have to say nothing. They don't even have to say nothing. That's just how long the federal government, that's just probably how much information the government got on them. They don't have to say nothing. But it's in their best interest to say they still going to be locked up. But if the government put 10 million on your head, and it's still people they looking for, it's still people on there with 10 million. I wish I knew these niggas. I'd turn their goddamn ass into for 10 million. You niggas better be glad I don't know you. Y'all better be glad I don't do drugs, arms dealing, and none of that other bullshit. But it's people on there that just do scammers, crypto people on there. It's a lot of people that's getting taken down, and it's 10 million on a lot of people. Boy, I'd be rich if I knew any of these people. I would not keep it P. I would turn these niggas in. Because there ain't none of them black. It was like one black guy on there, and he African. Nigga, if I knew him, I'd turn his ass in too. You wouldn't be safe either. 911. I found him. Come get this nigga. I found him. But you'd go down. I'll get my money. I got to get my money. 10 million? 10 million ain't no hold. I probably wouldn't do it. I wouldn't probably get involved if it was like 10,000. What if Diddy getting 10 million? What if Diddy? Oh my gosh. What if Diddy brought some of these guys down and he getting 10 million? Hello? You just never know who getting the 10 million. Who getting the money? Who's getting the money? Who get to get the money? That's what I'm saying. Who get to eat the cheese and get the money? You got to pay attention. Now, the other day, I was trying to show y'all something. We were discussing the other day. We was discussing the tie between Trump and Diddy and Iran. Now, mind you, they've already brought up that the defense is going to lean on the fact that we are possibly at war with Iran and Homeland Security is worried about the wrong thing. So the defense have already tied Iran in this. And they tied it in the day after I pointed this shit out. They tied it in Tuesday. I tried to do this show Monday. To tie in all that Iran stuff, right? Listen. The day that Trump and Ivana, whatever his Melania, his wife. The day that they released that executive order saying, you know, you cannot release any nudes, any AI nudes or anything online. It's not illegal. Was the same day that they said Trump could be on some of these Diddy tapes. And then after that, Elon and Trump had an argument and he said Trump is on the Epstein files. So now it's a tie-in on the sexual side. Now we're done talking about the pink cocaine. We're done talking about it on the sexual side. He done tied in Epstein and Diddy. Now, to me, I feel like on the sexual side, because one of his charges was dropped. The provision was dropped, but the charge was dropped too, because if you don't have a provision conspiring to sex trafficking, then you don't have a charge conspiring. Now you still have a sex trafficking charge, but to conspire means that you done help somebody else with this operation as well. Like you done aided in somebody else's operation. So let's go through this really quick. John Luke Burnell, okay? French mogul scout. He gained prominence leading international models. Karen Mossberg Models. This is two M's. This is Karen Mossberg Models is the full name, but MC2, okay? With financing by Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein financed him, okay? How he was introduced to Jeffrey Epstein was by Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? I probably got to enlarge my screen to do this, guys. I don't know what view y'all gonna see when I enlarge my screen, though. Hold on. Let me see. Full screen. I gotta go full screen. Ghislaine Maxwell. That's who introduced him. And he financed his modeling company, right? He had big time models on here. Okay. He also helped create what was called identity models, or ID models, in New York and one mother agency in Kyiv, Ukraine. Okay. He was brought down when this girl, Virginia Gifford, she accused Burnell of having sexually trafficked her for Epstein. Okay. She filed a lawsuit. She also filed a lawsuit against a royal. Okay. This is her. Not him. Where is she? Not Netanyahu. Her. Virginia Gifford. Goffrey. Whatever her last name is. Okay. After that happened, he was found hung, lynched in his jail cell. Okay. He was found lynched, guys. Because now it's getting deep. So he found the MC2 model management and ID model management and one mother model management out of Ukraine. Okay. Epstein's pimp, John Luke Burnell, who hanged himself. Okay. He lynched himself. Okay. All these different ads popping up. But I'm giving y'all just a little brief rundown of how I think it's all connected. Okay. He was a big time guy, y'all. A lot of people that came under him. Sharon Stone, a lot of models came up under him. Okay. He lynched himself, so they say. Because I told y'all it was some cleaning house, that's some draining of the swamps and cleaning house. We just don't know how long it's been going on. He was found lynched. Okay. Paolo Zampoli. Okay. Paolo Zampoli, an Italian-born New York City-based businessman. He serves as President Trump's United States representative. He serves as United States representative for global partnerships. This is under Trump. Trump appointed him. Okay. He is the founder of ID Models, Identity Models, okay? Identity Models in New York City. He went on to form a partnership with the Trump organization as Director of International Development. Okay. This young man, Paolo Zampoli, because I know y'all keeping up, and Jean-Luc Burnell were connected through ID model management. This guy introduced Melania to Donald Trump. Melania Knaus was born in Yugoslavia, where she began working as a fashion model. at the age of 16 while pursuing her education. She changed the spelling of her name Melania Claus and traveled to Paris and Milan to speak modeling work before meeting Paola Zampoli. Zampoli hired her and sponsored her immigration to the United States in 1996. She worked as a model in Manhattan, where Zampoli introduced her to Donald Trump in 1998. She began dating Trump shortly after that. Okay? Trump worked to get Melania more modeling jobs, and she supported him during the 2000 presidential campaign. Melania and Donald married in 2005. Met in 1998. Let's keep going. Now, the First Lady and Trump signed the Take It Down Act. This was May 19th. I came online the same day, May 19th. On the same day, that's when Trump was mentioned in as being possibly on the freak off. It was all over the media. Now, they just start bringing up Trump name in the case just every other day. We was at the Trump Hotel. Now, these people have freak outs every night now. They're not at the Trump Hotel every night, but they made sure they pointed out every time they was at the Trump Hotel. Then the rumor mill started that Trump is possibly on some of those freakouts. But my spidey senses is telling me it's possibly not Trump. It could be. And this is speculatory because the government is the government. They're not really being honest about everything. But, he could be trying to protect his wife. And that's why she joined him for this Take It Down Act, because she didn't have to join him for this. He could have did this himself. Okay? And this protects family and children from online extortion and exploitation through non-consensual distribution of intimate images and deep fakes. So they wanted to make sure whatever they had on her or him will never be posted online. Okay? Elite Model Management, founded in Paris, John Casablancas. Okay? John Casablancas started being accused of sex trafficking. Just like the rest of them. Casablancas, he ended up pleading guilty. Let me see who was off. And there was a lot of models up under him, including your girl, who was also in the Epstein file. She was up under him, elite at one point. Now, it was a bidding war when he went down. It was a bidding or sexual assault allegations. All right. When he ended up going down, Elite Model Management was up. They wanted to bid on it. People was bidding on it. One of the guys who bid on this Elite Model Management, there's something else in here I was going to, let me see, something I was pointing out the other day about Elite Model Management. Ooh, what was it? Let's see. Here, agents model hundreds of millions of dollars in class action lawsuit. Following year, Elite offices in Asia. They opened offices in Asia at the same time. Employee was awarded $5.2 million. Let's see. What was it? I was going to tell y'all something about Elite Model Management. But anyway, when it went down, a bidding war started for Elite Model Management. When this guy, Casablancas, went down. Oh, Beverly Johnson was under him at one point, too. A lot of people was up under him. But I'm just kind of walking this back down because I did it all the other day. I did it with a lot of fervor the other day. I don't have that fervor anymore because I'm so disgusted. But anyway, This went up for a bidding war. One of the people who bidded on this was Paolo Zampoli. He wanted to buy Elite. Okay. But he couldn't buy Elite because Trump buys Elite. Okay. This is British Vogue. Trump buys Elite. Okay. Now, this ain't your run-of-the-mill Trump. Elite Model Management has been bought by a little-known Florida property developer for $4.4 million. The agency, which filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in February after 2 lawsuits were brought against it by a group of former models and employees, is now the property of Creative World, which is owned by Eddie and Jules Trump. No relation to billionaire Donald. The Trumps outbid ID Models boss Paolo Zampoli and financer Jeffrey Epstein, because Jeffrey Epstein also bidded to buy Elite. Jeffrey Epstein and Paolo Zampoli, they was the two people, and along with this Trump guy who was these Trump people were in a bidding war to buy Elite. Okay. The sale does not affect the parent company in Switzerland. So this is how deep this hole goes. This hole goes all the way back to Switzerland. And you talking about World War deep state. And shit, that's why Switzerland was created, to protect the deep state. So when these sex trafficking rings was going on, the Elite Model Management was very much protected. That's why they wanted to buy in. Okay? Because they thought that'd give them extra protection for whatever trafficking bullshit they was doing. Cindy Crawford, Claudia Schiffner, Naomi Campbell, Brooke Shields, Demi Moore, Cameron Diaz, Giselle Buxton all had books under Elite Model Management. Now, how it gets crazy is the Trump Group. The Trump Group, based in Aventura, Florida, is a development of luxury condominiums and investors in private companies. It's not related to the Trump Organization owned by Donald Trump. Please click like in here and share this, guys. Remember, Trump last name is not Trump. Trump them changed their last name. He changed his last name from Trumph or F. It was Trump, right? But they branded this. His family branded Trump, right? So these people, we already know y'all came over here and y'all stole a name, because this is a made-up name. This is a made-up name. So you literally, you can't be born into this unless you came out of the nutsack of one of his people who made this name up, right? So Trump started trying to sue these people who are in literally the same city. Its projects include William Island and Aventura, estates at Aqualand, and luxury in Boca Raton. That's the same, ain't what you call it down in Boca Raton too? So this Trump group came and literally started mirroring Donald Trump. Okay? Jules and Eddie Trump are Jewish brothers who moved to the United States from South Africa in the 70s. So they moved from South Africa to the United States in the 70s and changed their name to Trump, which they never mentioned that they changed their name to Trump. They just going by the name Trump because it was already somebody in America that was famous with the name Trump. So they thought that they can move in and amalgamate, but they didn't know, or probably didn't care, that the name was made up. So you won't be able to blend in that well with the furniture because their name is made up. So, but there's actually a Trump lawsuit. If you go down in the reference material, the Trump files, Donald sued other people named Trump for using their own name. Jules Trump on Sunny Islands, the future of blah, blah, blah. How Donald Trump tried to protect his name from the others who shared it. It's not a shared name because it's a made up name. Anyway, let's keep on with this group of Trumps. Jules and Eddie Trump, who are Jewish brothers from South Africa. Now, we go to this Beat Essie Shapiro. on the Willie and Celia Trump campus. So now we got the Shapiro and Willie and Celia Trump. And this is an organization. This is supposed to be, look at it, it's supposed to be some kind of special needs organization that helps lots of people. Well, whatever this is, when they take your they take your plasma and give you $40 in the Negro neighborhood, then it's exported to areas like this. Not saying that this particular group gets it, but it's exported to Europeans with disabilities to help cure their disabilities. That's a fact. Okay. Now let's look at the Big Shapiro Israel Board of Directors, and we're just going to look at some of the last names that's connected to this group of Trumps that's Jewish from South Africa. And then you can see the deep state start to open up right before your eyes. You see the swamp. Weiss. Haven't you heard that mentioned in the trial? Cohen. Shapiro. Shapiro is one of Diddy's attorneys last night, Shapiro. Stein. Werner. That's Eddie. Okay. Joshua Trump, Jules and Stephanie. See, remember we said, see Eddie and Jules Trump? This is them. That's them. That's the brothers. Eddie and Jules. Jules, Stephanie's his wife, Trump. You got the Fine family. Andrew Fine. Then we hear about who is Cassie's husband? Isn't he a Fine? This might seem like a reach, but it's not. Then we got Gilad Epstein. Now we got Epstein. Wowzers. The gang's all here. And it's not telling what all this organization, I'm telling what all they're doing. Okay. Are you following along? Carmit and Gilad Epstein, because you remember I just showed you Epstein, right? Okay, so let's read. We met in Toronto during our last year of university, only to discover that we had been on opposite journeys. Camille was born in Israel. At the age of 2, moved to South Africa. So now we got the Trumps in South Africa. That's Jewish. And now we got the Epsteins in South Africa. That's Jewish. Okay. And at the age 19, moved to Canada. Gilad was born in South Africa. And at the age of 6, made Aliyah to Israel. And eventually moved to Canada at the age of 30. Unbeknownst to us, we crossed paths in a nursery school in South Africa. We got married in Israel in 2000, lived there for 2 years, and moved to Canada. Yeah, so let's keep going. Now we got South Africa tying in. I just want to show y'all real quick that Diddy, one of Diddy's attorneys, let's go Agnifilo, they go Teeny, and they go Alexandra Shapiro. Okay. Let's be reminded about Josh Shapiro. Okay. Josh Shapiro had an arson attack on his house, okay, back in April, and it was a big to-do. Somebody threw a Molotov cocktail in his house, tried to burn it down, and he said Trump waited a whole week in order to call him. This is the same Pennsylvania governor, okay, Josh Shapiro, who was the governor when Trump was running for president, and an attempt was made on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. They said during that attempt that the Pennsylvania National Guard possibly was involved in protecting the shooter, and as well as the deep state, in big quotes, was possibly involved with protecting this shooter who attempted to take Donald Trump's life. This was in his state, so he didn't protect. So when he put out that Trump did not call him until a week after this attempt happened, okay, he was kind of insinuating that Trump is retaliating against him. Trump is retaliating. That's what he was insinuating. Now remember her, Virginia Guffey, because he was possibly supposed to die in that arson attack with that Molotov cocktail, right? Okay. Now remember her, Virginia Guffey. Virginia Louis Guffey was an American Australian accuser of sex traffic, child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. We know what happened to Epstein, right? He was found lynched, as well as Jean-Luc Burnell. We know what happened to him. He was found lynched. Okay. Guffey pursued criminal civil actions against Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay. Now, she sued Maxwell for defamation, and the case was settled. But the other cases that she settled was the interesting part that I think is being left off of I don't know why people aren't talking about it. She was associated with Jeffrey Epstein and all of them, right? But when you get down to it, she sued. Okay. The instance in March, Guffey was allegedly trafficked to Prince Andrew. She stated in an interview that it was a wicked and really scary time in her life, and that she could not comprehend how in the highest level of the government, powerful people were allowing this to happen. Not just allowing it, but participating in it. Okay? Guffey named several others that she claims Epstein and Maxwell introduced her to have sex with, including hedge fund manager Glenn Dublin, Alan Dershowitz, politician Bill Richardson, and late MIT scientist Marvin Minsky, lawyer George J. Michael, and M2 modeling agent Jean-Luc Burnell. That's him. Okay. Many of the men denied Guffey's allegations. But what had happened next? Baby, when she brought this case, these niggas started settling like crazy. They started settling. When she brought this case, they started settling these cases so quick because they know they had done it. They know that they had done it. Now, when she settled her case with Prince Andrew's allegation and settlement, I don't think they talked about this enough. Prince Andrew, Duke of York, settled with her. Epstein settled with her. If I ain't mistaken, Epstein gave her some money too. They were giving her money to shut her up. But the big thing is her and Prince Andrew's settlement. On August 9th, 2021, they settled. Okay? They settled this. He gave her a settlement. So, when he gave her this settlement, somebody had to die. That was you. When he settled, when Prince Andrew settled with her, he died. He got lynched in 2022. Yeah, it was suicide, all right. Now they cleaning up so good. Somebody's cleaning the house so good. Guess what done happened to her? She is also dead. She was also suicided. She, the girl who was settling with all these guys who was trafficking her, also was suicided. Okay. They clean the house. Okay, that's him. He gave her some money to shut up, but she's no longer living. So that a lot of people are dying. Yeah. Okay, now we also remember because we mentioned a lot of Jews that came from South Africa, including the Trumps. We also want to take note when the shift started happening, when Trump looked like he started saying, "Okay, well, let me try to clear the air because this goofy." I'm not calling him goofy. I'm just speaking as if I was Trump. This goofy is trying to insinuate that I had something to do with his home being bombed with a Molotov cocktail. So let me try to clean it up and make friends with these goofy Jewish people, so they won't try to think that so they won't know whatever my agenda is. Okay. If we're all together, they all could be together, or somebody could be cleaning some swamp. We don't really know because we just laymen. We're just the spectators. We're just speculating here. So let me try to clean this up because I know y'all use Africa, y'all use South Africa as a pipeline. All you Jewish people, y'all use South Africa as a pipeline. Then y'all go from South Africa to America. Y'all been doing it for a long time. Y'all been doing it since the 70s. And so we gonna let a few of y'all in. Dozens of white South Africans arrived in the US under Trump refugee plan. You might think it's not all tied in together. It's literally happening days apart. It's literally happening days apart. And mind you, this happened after they said, okay, well, we got some dirt on you too, Trump. Well, we got you in one of these tapes. Whether you gonna make a law about it being a deep fake or not, we can make it a deep fake if you want to play these games with us. Cause mind you, at the same time, he and Netanyahu was not really friends. Him and Netanyahu had started beefing. They started off as friends and then they started beefing. But you went on back and said, well, wait a minute now, cause y'all talk about y'all got me on one of these tapes. I'm gonna call it a deep fake. Not only that, I'm gonna take it a step further and I'm gonna make a law where you can't even use these deep fakes. Take it down, unless y'all try to try me, because you're sitting here literally threatening me in the media. Then, same month, that question came from inside the house. Donald Trump addresses whether he'd pardon Sean Diddy Combs. I'm talking about days later. These ain't even months later, guys. I'm talking about the chain of events that happened days later. That was not a random question asked to Trump. The question came from inside. How the question was to dog whistle to the other side. All right, I'm playing nice. Please. Whatever you got, please don't release it, because I'm playing nice. I'm trying. Okay? I'm trying. And then days after that, that's when, that's when the whole Epstein lawyer responds to Elon Musk claims Trump is named in the files. Then, just like, because Trump just said, all right, Diddy, I might pardon you. Mind you, I'm feeling like Epstein and Diddy is the same nigga. They are the ones who are responsible for getting all kind of incriminating information, incriminating images, incriminating videos from the big wigs or foreign nationals or whatever, so that politicians, so that things can be held over their head. Now, mind you, this guy right here gonna clean your ass out. You don't know how many people with him to clean people out. The suicided, suicided. You just never know how many people is with this guy. I'm trying to show her page. Dang, I'm showing the wrong page. I was trying to get back to old girl page. This her page. You just never know. Don't forget about the Epstein, the Joe Rogan interview with Kash Patel, who's over the FBI, when he was talking about the Epstein lynching. He asked Kash Patel, Well, the guy who did the autopsy was basically saying that Epstein didn't look like he lynched himself based on how his body was, how his neck was broken. It doesn't look like you can lynch yourself. Now, mind you, Trump said, "Look, I might pardon you, Diddy. Goddamn, because I'm sick of y'all trying to try me. Y'all gonna fuck around and be done release some of Melania, which is my wife, because y'all know how I got her. She was a model. She was a foreign model. Y'all know how I got her." I don't want no bullshit because I don't know what tapes Melania could be possibly on. This is all speculation, guys. So Ghislaine Maxwell pins her note to Trump too, and she said, "Well, nigga, don't forget about me." The fuck? If you pardon Diddy, you gotta pardon me too. Cause all of y'all knew what was up. All of y'all knew the deal. All of y'all knew what was going on. All of y'all was in on it, low key. So if you pardon Diddy, you must pardon me as well. This was June 6th of this year, guys. Also, most people do not know that Benjamin Netanyahu is also on trial right now. A lot of people didn't even know this page existed. I was trying to point it out the other morning when they said, "Oh, some bombs was dropped on Iran," and I was asking y'all, well, how did they bomb Iran? That means Iran no longer exists, because if you drop bombs on a nuclear site, then the nuclear material and the nuclear bombs will detonate. That means y'all have just wiped Iran off the map. And no matter how Israel and Iran try to play fight, these is the same coin. One side is head, one side is tails. He is just the middleman. Now, as this regime is turning over, this swamp is being drained. Some people are trying to play nice when they actually came in to get revenge. This guy here is on trial right now. Now, when did his he began cross-examination for case, let me see, it's case 1000. Where is it? Case 1000. I passed it. So his case is the reason why a lot of people can't find it is because it's coded. Case 1000, case 2000, case 4000. Instead of Benjamin Netanyahu versus Aaron Milchkin. Okay? In case 1000, Netanyahu is accused of having a conflict of interest while he was the Minister of Communications and handled affairs related to Aaron Milchkin. Business interests. The prosecution alleged that Netanyahu received expensive cigars, champagne, and all kind of other stuff. And it says on here it's worth $195,000. That's just for the cigars and champagne. He received multiple large cash transactions, millions of dollars. A friend of Milchkin's over a period of 20 years and a well-known juror for Netanyahu's wife, Sarah. Okay? The charges cite 3 separate incidents in the Netanyahu alleged assisted Milchkin. As per the allegations, Prime Minister Netanyahu actively advocated for an extension of tax exemptions for returning residents. Okay, a measure that was significant financial advantages for Milchkin. It is alleged that he engaged in officials from Ministry of France on the matter. However, the opposite of the initiative, citing its inconsistencies with the national interest, leading to the denial of exemption extension. I hope this is not boring y'all. I'm just letting y'all know what's going on in y'all America. Please click like in here. Please share the video. Okay. Per the allegations, Netanyahu asked John Kerry on 3 separate occasions to help Milchkin in securing a U.S. visa. Now, Milchkin is big over here in America, but I guess his visa may have expired. He had dual citizenships to Israel and America. We can go over that in a minute. As per the allegation, Netanyahu instructed the Director of General Ministry of Communications to aid Milchkin in regulatory matters. The directive was related to the merger deal between the communications company Receipt and Cassette, with the aim of ensuring the profitability of an investment that Milchkin was considering. Now let's go down here to the indictment. The trial. Netanyahu cross-examination began on June 3rd, 2025. That's this month, y'all. On June 26th, 2025, United States President Donald Trump, wait, the day the 25th. So somebody put this wrong. Oh, they must be a day ahead of us or something. Don't they say on 26th June 2025? Am I reading it wrong? Yes, today is the 25th, baby. I don't know what they got. United States President Donald Trump said Netanyahu trial should be canceled, stating that Bibi Netanyahu trial should be canceled immediately or a pardon given to the great hero who has done so much for the state after the Iran-Israel war. Now, mind you, that this says, when we in a time warp? This says on June 26, 2025. Baby, it is the 25th of June. I don't know who just put this up. But they speaking, see, this is what happened when you don't pay attention. The deep state will already have the shit out there ready. They will already have the narrative out there ready, but you won't see it until the actual day that it's supposed to happen. We just read the playbook right here in real time. President Trump, which is not even the 26th yet, it's not even midnight yet, so there's no excuse. President Trump is going to say that Bibi Netanyahu trial, which he just began cross-examination, should be canceled, stating that Bibi Netanyahu trial should be canceled immediately or a pardon given to the great hero. Mind you, Trump just said yesterday that Israel and Iran, he mad at Israel and Iran because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. He just said that verbatim out loud yesterday because they had a peace agreement between Iran and Israel and they still sending bombs and bombing each other like fucking little kids. And then Trump, before he boarded his plane to go to this NATO conference, he said they don't know what the fuck they doing. But Trump also said that Netanyahu should be canceled. Trial should be canceled immediately. Now, what did Trump got to do with Netanyahu trial? I brought it up. I ain't heard nobody else bring it up. I didn't hear nobody else even bring it up. Canceled immediately. The great hero, guys. Now, Arnon Milchkin, the guy that he is in court with, this guy is the guy that wrote 12 Years a Slave. He is over Regency Film. Now, we talk about filming, the film industry, the Hollywood, deep state, Jewish ran film industry, big wigs, okay, is going down and battling each other in court. The Israeli billionaire, businessman, film producer, and former spy has been involved in over 130 full-length motion pictures. The nigga wrote 12 Years a Slave, y'all. That's how deep in Israeli he is. They hate us, guys, with all their might. Did y'all know a guy from did y'all know a Jewish guy produced 12 Years a Slave? Kept y'all at the bottom. Kept y'all with the slave theory. Didn't want y'all to know nothing about oil. Has he ever wrote a film about how black Americans control oil? Has he ever wrote a film about Black Wall Street? All the Black Wall Streets? Whether you want to go Wilmington, Tulsa, Durham, North Carolina, where you want to go. Plenty of them. Has he ever wrote a film about all the black Harlems that was in all these cities? These wealthy areas, these entertainment districts that was ran by black people? We talk about the Chitlin Circle. We talk about the actual districts, full districts of wealth and businesses called Harlems in multiple cities. The city I grew up in, Albany, Georgia, had a Harlem, but we know Harlem, New York. That was one of the main ones. But it was multiple states that had Harlems because that's how the black folks was organized. The Negroes was very organized. That's how they was organizing their stuff. They was moving these districts to multiple states, and that's where they'll put their businesses and they'll set it up like that. Nah, but you wrote 12 Years a Slave, though. That's on your portfolio as the first, guys. That is the first movie they have listed up here in the credits. Him as a Jewish man. 12 years a slave. And this is what me showing y'all. 5 years into his criminal trial, cross-examination of Netanyahu to begin on Tuesday. That's him. Your ass going to jail. The Netanyahu, the war criminal that has spanned it. This nigga has been around since the 1700s, I'm sure. I don't know whether this Hitler's son. I know his last name is not Netanyahu. That's also a made-up last name. His real last name is Malachowski. I pointed that out in a video last year, maybe. He's a German, full German. Okay. Akin to the full Germans, Prince Andrew and all of them. They're full Germans as well. Trump is a full German as well. This guy's a full German. His last name is Malachowski. They changed it. He changed his last name from Malachowski. And I just put this up here so y'all won't forget. Allegedly, $100 billion has flowed from Biden's White House into Iran. You know, that was just a little sidebar. Okay, that was just a little sidebar. I hope y'all followed that. I went really fast, but child, I tried to do that the other morning when I had way more information the other morning. I have lost it because I've been busy, but I hope y'all ain't supported. Y'all ain't supported the chat. Somebody send me a super chat. So somebody supported it. I appreciate it. Who was that? Send me a super chat. More money. Oh, more money sent me a big face 50. I appreciate that. So you like the information. Y'all like this type of information. So y'all thought I was just going to come in and filibuster. No, I give y'all the facts. And I'm telling you, it didn't take me no deep ass research to unpack that. I was just going on their Wikipedia page and scrolling down to where the references are to see what these people got going on. Is there a tie here between this Iran bombing, this Diddy shit, this Trump stuff? Because I think this theater, I believe how this theater works is it's all tied in together. What we do on a day-to-day basis is not all tied in together. But when you talk about these billionaires, all that shit is tied in. All these people know each other. It's all tied in together. These people know each other. We're the ones that's hustling. These people do not sleep for planning stuff. We just read a Wikipedia article that ain't even the 26 yet. Wikipedia is not a foreign site. That's an American site. How are y'all a day ahead of us? And we all in America together. That's what I'm saying. We just snuck up on the playbook that's finna happen on tomorrow. Breaking news tomorrow. BB is in trial right now handling cross-examinations along with Diddy. And if we talking about a deep state overlord over it, it'll be Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi Netanyahu been controlling America since I was a baby. But probably before I was a baby in 1984. He controlled every president that hit the scene over here. Now, if you control every president that hit the scene over here, baby, that means you somewhat clicked in with the Department of Defense at this point. I mean, what title do you really have? I mean, how are these people kowtowing to what you say? We don't supposed to be listening to you. Do they supposed to be listening to you? Every president is over the military. So if the presidents are listening to you, then that means the military is listening to you. Am I wrong? So y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Just let me know I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Y'all is sitting here looking at me like I'm crazy. It's okay. Didn't shut alive. You didn't shut alive. I shouldn't. I should have just. See, I wasn't even gonna come on live today. Thank you, Susu. Susu sent me a big face 50. Thank you for support. I appreciate it. Chief Passport Susu, I appreciate y'all. More money, I appreciate y'all. Y'all like the content clearly. Thank y'all for supporting. Kids, these other people, they just sat here. I unpacked all the information for y'all so y'all can be alert and aware. So you won't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And so you can see what's all, because this is happening in our America. This is still our America, guys. It is our America. And the media is not going to be forthcoming. Okay. The media has never been forthcoming. And so if we're going to be new media, I'm not trying to be new media. I'm not trying to be a media personality or none of that. I'm just a girl that get online sometime and talk. I have really good ideas. And I know a lot about history. And by way of me knowing about history, I'm able to unpack this stuff a little better than even new media people, even old media people. It doesn't matter what kind of media person you are. In fact, I feel like I done changed how media happens in a way. Whoever thought a sitting president would get on live TV and tell these niggas they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I feel like Donald Trump might listen to me. If Donald Trump has never listened to me, I'd be shocked. I'd be very shocked. I'd be very shocked. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus sent me a big face. Marcus sent me a big face 50. Oh, thank you. Somebody said, Marcus said, this the real nigga news network. Okay. Thank y'all. Okay. I appreciate it. My research is well received tonight, I see. Thank you for the support. You said you have a new trend set. I think I have encouraged them to be who they want to be, as it relates to politics, news. Cause I didn't. They used to come on here and just be very well. They used to come on here and sound like bots. And while we're in the age of AI, we're not going to be able to differentiate who's who. Welcome to Channel News at 5. If all you niggas talking like that, y'all is AI. It's giving they clone Tyrone. It's giving incubator babies. You can tell I'm not an incubator. I know AI is gonna talk like this. This is why I come on here and shoot the bobo. I don't want nobody to ever get it twisted, because at this point, aliens can blend right on in with your kin look again, because I swear I spot one every now and then. True words have never been spoken. We don't really know whether they clone Tyrone's happening for real or not. But what we do know is all them Asians look alike. Now, somebody need to explain it. How all y'all look alike? And it's like 1 billion, 7 billion of you niggas. We just start seeing you get pregnant. We need to ask some big questions. Y'all need to start posting some baby pictures. And I ain't talking about no AI generated pictures. We need to see some real baby pictures. We need to see some family reunion pictures. Cause it's 7, 8 billion of you niggas. Ain't no way y'all don't have no family reunion or nothing. Something ain't right. So you ain't gonna be able to differentiate who real and who's fake in a little while. Now I can get on here and code switch too, but for what? You need to be real. Some of this stuff you don't have time to code switch. And that's why you see Megyn Kelly. What's her name? Megyn Kelly, the Fox lady. She be on here talking crazy now. Don Lemon be on here talking crazy and cussing, calling people whatever. Talking crazy. They be on here talking crazy now. Y'all was just on CNN yesterday. But now y'all on here saying shit and damn. Some of these people don't even curse right. That's how you know y'all fake. Or y'all been like this, but when y'all turn the cameras on to get in front of the people, y'all code switch. And when you code switching, that means you're reading from a script. A lot of times when you're code switching, you're reading from a script or a script that you already made up in your mind. It's not your natural self. It's not like you talking to your friends. It's your natural self. When I get online, it's like I'm talking to my friends. When you hear me and my friends talk, this is just how we talk. This is how we talk. This is how we talk. These people is this how we talk. Now, for them to get online and code switch and try to be like this now, Joy Reid, have y'all heard her lately? Baby, Even Jasmine Crockett, she ain't always been like that. You know, she's very much code switching. I mean, very, very, very elegant. But now she's like a YouTuber. Like I'm telling y'all, of them, they aspire to be YouTubers. They aspire to talk about it, talk straight in that, and it's probably them flagging people channel like mine. But I am compelled to show, you know, my analytics in the back end, especially on my old channel, to show y'all just how many people was watching that old channel that got taken down. So many people was watching that old channel. I would not be surprised if all them people know me. When I say I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be surprised. They all changed the way that they communicate with the people. I don't know whether they did it to be cool or whether they did it to differentiate themselves, like I said, from AI. I never changed. Okay. I did change a little bit but I had just started talking online. I was talking about COVID, and I was like, when I realized that there was a war, that's when you saw me change. I wasn't looking at nobody else and say I should talk like that. No, when I realized it was a war, I got angry. My change became anger. Like, boy, y'all trying to go to war with us? Now I done read this shit, and I know how this play out in history. Now I want you all to also keep in mind. Now, I'm gonna get off here, guys. I got some more stuff to tell y'all, but I ain't gonna keep it too long because I've been on here 2 hours, guys, just talking. I want y'all to also keep in mind that somebody said the next time there will be a war, it'll be over the soul of America. Now, was that Trump that said? I could have sworn that was Trump. Let me see. Can I Google it and see will it come up real quick? Somebody said the next time we go to war, it'll be over the soul of America. Let me see. Go to war. Let me see. I don't even know how to put that in Google. Go to war over the soul of America. Let me see. I put it in the Google wrong because a lot of times when you put it in Google a certain way, it come up. A battle for the soul of America. But it's coming up. A cultural, it's political battlefield. Somebody said it. Somebody made the quote or something along those lines about the soul of America. It will be the next war. And you know what? I think that's exactly what's happening. Because if you look at the 23andMe stuff, the nuclear facilities being bombed with nuclear material. We all know about nuclear medicine, how it was all derived. We all know how this stuff. Well, if you got American History Volume, then it's in here. It's in here. If you didn't know, it's in here. Oh, I talk about nuclear in here. I talk about American uranium in here. I talk about everywhere they're mining uranium here in America. I give you the game. If you wanted to really start a business, this is beyond American history book. I put the whole it's all there. But when you're talking about the nuclear part, the nuclear bit of it ties in to your girl. Your girl. Our girl. Our girl. Not your girl, our girl. Where my girl at? Where my girl? Where our girl at? Here she go. Our girl. It will be no nuclear without her. There will be no nuclear without her. Henrietta Lacks. Literally, guys. There would not be any nuclear without her. No nuclear bombs, no nuclear reactors, no nuclear pharmaceutical, no nuclear medicine, none of that, right? So they got 2 tissue samples from her. 2 little tissue samples from her uterus, guys. Two. Then they get more than that from us today when we go into the gynecologist. 2 tissue samples from her uterus started a whole nuclear program. Now, because of how the cells were splitting and the energy that came from the cells as they mutated, the cells are called Healy cells, okay? And they're immortal, right? So these immortal cells are still alive outside of your body. Now, when you talk about 23andMe and all this stuff, when you talk about planting people's semen and all this, these are cells, guys. And if you got these same immortal genetics, that means these cells are alive outside of your body. When that semen get outside of your body, baby, them cells are still alive. And they can keep it alive. They have ways to keep them alive, but they don't even have to work too hard because the cells are immortal. So you immortal people, a lot of you sent your DNA in to 23andMe. And now if you follow my video that I did on 23andMe, it's a battle over the data. Everybody's want to battle for the data. Now, when they just bombed them facilities in Iran, we don't know how much data was in Iran. We don't know what was in that nuclear facility. All we can do is put 2 and 2 together and say, well, this nuclear must have something to do with this nuclear. Well, is there 2 different nucleus? It's the same word, same spelling. We know what a nuclear family is, and you put people up there. We know what nuclear pharmaco is. That's using biomedical material for pharmaceuticals. Biomedical, bio from your body, for pharmaceuticals. We know that you took all this information from people, this data, this spit samples from 23andMe, and you plan on using that for the medical industry. You're planning on selling it to a pharmaceutical company. I watched the hearing. They literally said it in the hearing. And as they were grilling, the senators was grilling. It was 2 hearings. As the senators was grilling them, then was Jojo joke said, well, I may try to just, after the hearing, she came and tried to clean it up because it started being, the hearing started going out on YouTube. And that show came on here and talked about it. She said, well, I'm just going to try to buy the company back myself through my non-for-profit. Bitch, that's not what you're going to do. You'd already sold that company, but now the Negroes are talking about it. Now the Negroes are talking about it on YouTube. So it could be the battle. It's giving the battle of the soul of America, because you done took all these American genetics and done upgraded your nuclear programs. And boy, y'all finna keep yourselves at multi-billionaires just selling pills. Y'all gonna push pills to us to the day forever. Baby, forever. They don't just use this stuff in pills. They use this stuff in the beauty industry. All this rejuvenating serums they got out. This new rejuvenating serums they got out. These serums, baby. These patented serums using actual genetic material. Please. They're not just using this in the pharmaceutical, and they're using these cells everywhere. They're using this material everywhere. These people are going to make themselves billionaires and trillionaires off of free stuff. And then you paid to send your spit in, and then they making money from you sending your spit in. And I'm telling you, there's no way that every Negro in America who sent they spit in is not planning on suing. Everybody need to plan on suing these folks, because they finna make themselves multimillionaires, and they're going to be selling stuff based on your genetic makeup. Oh, you look young. Oh, we can extract this and make this into something synthetic, because that's all they've been doing the whole time. Make this into a synthetic product now that we got the actual structure. We can make ourselves look young like that too, forever. We don't have to do Botox treatment. We're going to put this in the serum. That's what chemists, that's what scientists do all day. That's the job, to sit there and formulate shit to make other stuff, to make a reaction. So scientists been just sitting there formulating stuff, just using the data. Not the black scientists. I would want my cut. Y'all not finna be making nothing using my. Ain't no telling what all these people done did. Ain't no telling. But it's giving. It's giving. Battle for the soul of America. That's what it's giving to me. That's what it's giving. I don't know. I think that I'm almost sure, because I know Biden didn't say it, so it had to be Trump that said it. Or it could have been Kamala that said it. One of them said it for sure. One of them said it. One of them said it. I would be trying to sue the hell out of these people. I would be trying to sue the hell out of these people if they had my DNA. I don't think my video did that well on views, but I did a really good breakdown on that 23andMe hearing. I showed clips from the hearing. I did a two parts on that. If you can find it on my channel, it's not that far down on my lives, on my live section. That hearing is, you heard people say it verbatim. Y'all been hearing me say it for years, but you actually heard people say it in the hearing, and these people are sitting in the hearing that run 23andMe literally saying they gave us the consent to do it. It's looking like they're wanting to sell that material to China. But they're saying the pharmaceutical company is based out of America, but owned by who? This is what I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna end this live for real. Do y'all know how we as Americans, like black and white? I know black people and white people do this all the time. Like, we'll sit here and talk shit about each other for real. We'll call y'all a racist son of a bitch. Some of y'all are racist son of a bitch. Some of y'all don't like us for real. You are who you are. You are fucking Karen, or you a Tim, or you or whatever. Are you cool as hell? Some white people cool as shit. But one thing's for certain. When other people talk about America, we will gang up on them and end they shit for real. I've seen it happen online so many times. Like, we can like literally sit here and just fucking hate each other. Like, don't talk to me, Karen. But let somebody be talking shit about America. Karen gonna be on their ass. I'm gonna be on their ass too. Right? That's how we do. That's the spirit of America. It's the eagle roar. You call us patriot. I don't care what you call it. I don't care what you call it. All I know is this over here where we at. We been here the longest, so you know we gonna take up. But the white people feel entitled, so they gonna take up for it too. Because some of them been over here a long time too. Some of them mixed in with Negroes. Some of them is 2 generations removed from being a nigga anyway. When somebody talks shit about America, we gang up on these people and end like dead the shit. Quick. Well, when we in the Olympics, we all team America. We don't give a fuck about no racism. We don't give a fuck about you kicked us out of our neighborhood and now you sitting there running with your goddamn Starbucks cup on. We still don't know how y'all be jogging with coffee. But y'all find a way to do it. We don't care about none of that. We care about rooting on our fellow Americans. When we go to war, it's the same thing. Rooting on our fellow Americans. Rooting on our troops. Online, the battles that we have online, it's the same shit. You're going to see that American flag and you're going to see that eagle in the chat and we on your ass. Now, you got to think about that. We hate each other and we do that. Look at the continent of Asia. China, Koreans, Iranians, Israelis, Russians. They do that too. But we just somehow have separated them in our mind. No, these people are all on the same continent at the end of the day. They are going to collude with each other. They have more meetings than you think they have. They have all their meetings aren't publicized. These people are on the same continent. They're on the same land, but they're a flight away from each other. Just like we'll flight away from our cousins. They'll flight away from each other. But they could stay up all night trying to plan on how to get over here, try to plan on how to goddamn be on y'all ass, get y'all off y'all land, because it's cold in most regions over there. Especially when you go into the Asia where Russia at. It's cold as shit over there. Them people do not want to be over there. They want to be over here. They hate the white people that's over here, especially because how the fuck y'all get to be over here and we don't? So they don't care about the casualties that white people endure by way of them trying to kill us off. They don't care. They don't. When COVID happened, when Asia, okay, when Asia decided they were gonna come over here and drop a flu off, a virus off to kill us off, they wasn't saying make sure don't no white people die. They wasn't saying make sure don't no white Americans die. They didn't give a fuck. They want y'all gone too. They just play chummy with y'all just like they play chummy with us. Ain't no Asian woman ever been in my face talking shit. Ever. Will no Asian woman be bold? I ain't no Asian military woman, no Asian lay woman, near one of them will be bold enough to walk up on me and talk shit. No motherfucking body has ever done that. They don't do that to white women either. They'll sit there and pretend like they want to be like you, baby. But when they get back with their people from their continent, they merge, baby. This one will be over this. This one will be over that. But they're gonna look like they at war too. They're not. Because if they were really at war, they'd been took each other out. They were dropping bombs on desert land in the middle of no motherfucking where, making it look like they had a full scale war so we can keep sending aid and money and shit over there so they can plan more ways to kill us all. We'll send aid and money over there to their country. They'll sit there and monetize their little shit that they got going on. And they'll be using our money, our taxpayer money, to kill us all. And then their Israelis, their Jews, will be over here stirring up bullshit between white people and black people. Because they control the media, control every fucking thing. Well, they're losing control now for sure. A lot of them getting locked up. However, trying to stir up shit between us to keep us divided, keep us sitting here arguing online while they make plans. They've been doing that. That playbook is getting the fuck old. We need some reparations, bitch. That playbook is old. Nigga, y'all killed a lot of people. Y'all ran plays on a lot of people during COVID. You put fentanyl in our goddamn streets. That killed a lot of people. The vax is killing a lot of people. It put blood clots in people's bodies. A clot of blood is a cancer. People are walking around here with cancer that's not even supposed to have cancer. Because you're not explaining that a blood clot is considered a cancer. It's a clump of cells. Blood cells. Blood cells. A clump of cells is a cancer. You're not even explaining that to people. You just let them die. Let them, you don't care. Because you're planning on destroying. You're trying to get energy for your company. You're trying to, your country. You're trying to get energy products for your country. And that includes cells. That includes copper for your electric grids. Because it's still cold over there in most regions. Ice cold in most regions. They're using corn to burn fires because they don't have enough coal. But then they get online and posture and put all these charts like this is what we have. Iran has the most da. Russia has the most da. Well, then leave us the fuck alone if y'all got the most of everything. Nobody should be in America trying to influence politics. We shouldn't even be seeing all these weird ass names over here. We shouldn't see them. I shouldn't have had to call out that weird ass Russian name that I called out today for dealing firearms. I shouldn't have had to ever call his name. If don't nobody care about us, if they got everything in their country, only names I should be over here calling Taylor, Smith, Jackson, Johnson, Wilson, Eckerson, Ellison, shit like that. Williams. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear this other stuff. unless it's a goddamn criminal case attached to it. I don't want to hear it unless I'm reading it off the DOD website and there's some charges being filed. That's the only way. That's the only reason I want to hear it. I don't give a fuck how anybody feel about it. If everybody got everything in their country, stay in your own country, because we staying in ours. Other than that, I need you to keep being the third world country that you are. Stop being over here posturing. Stop being online posturing all day like you're something that you're not. And then we may feel it in our heart to continue to help people. Because, see, the American people have not protested. The American people have not really gotten out in the street. I don't care about these little deep state niggas that they putting out in the street. When the Americans have not gotten in the streets and did a motherfucking thing since we found out Black Lives Matters was fake. We haven't did it, and that was way before that. What's the nigga name that died? But the police was sitting on his neck. I can't even think his name no more. But it was during COVID. That we had been stopped. We had been stopped for that. You ain't seen the real Americans in the street in a long time. Long time. Probably since Trayvon Martin happened, or maybe Mike Brown. That's probably the last time you seen niggas in the street for real. You ain't seen that no more. Cause right now we on ice. We chilling cause y'all are testing our patience with shit. We ask for reparations, and then you're playing. Everybody want to play dumb when we ask for reparations, and that's why I'm telling you. And for everybody who has not gotten their book, it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. This somebody's book right here. I'm flipping through. But it's very easy to give people reparation. It's very easy to give us reparation. It's just a chapter in here called Oil Tycoons. I broke down so many families: the Slaughter family, the Franklin family, Love, Scott, Taylor, Franklin, Stratford, Rector. All families with oil. All families with oil. I got old news articles in here talking about families, guys. A Negro church strikes oil in Arkansas. Each member, they divided the proceeds between each member, guys. Snow Hill Negro Baptist Church. I put it there. I did the research. I don't just be online talking shit. The Hunter family, Byers, the Bell family, Burleson, Yates, Freeman, Holloman, Berry, Rogers. It's all there. And I put where the oil land is at. I'm not playing with these people. When I say we need reparations, I'm not bullshitting. I am not doing this for fun. I never was on this bitch for fun. The Perkins family, the Coleman family, the Washington family, the Robertson family, Johnson, Banks. More Johnsons, Willis, Plessy versus Ferguson. I put their family in here. Y'all heard about the Plessy versus Ferguson case, but nobody ever broke down that these people was oil tycoons. These people was running oil fields out in Louisiana. But everybody downplayed Black Americans. Everybody downplayed what we contributed to America. We literally revolutionized what you now call oil. What you use in your vehicle. So I don't want to hear no shit about Iran, Iraq, none of that shit in the Middle East, unless you're mentioning these people, the Gurley family, O.W. Gurley, as in Tulsa, as in Black Wall Street, unless you mention the oil that the Gurley family, I don't want to hear no shit about Iran, Iraq, or none of that bullshit. The deep state, I'm even tired of the fucking word deep state. I got deep state fatigue at this point. They put all this bullshit in place to keep you distracted so you'll never know about this stuff. The Phillips family, the Jackson family, out of Shreveport, the Reed family. It's all there. And that ain't even all the families that I have researched. Them just the ones I put in the book. Because the book I just wanted to keep the book a certain amount of pages long. So I split up the stuff. But look, I am not on here for fun. I'm not on this bitch for fun. My ears are tuned out to a lot of this shit they be talking about in the Middle East. I don't want to hear that shit. They wouldn't have no oil if it wasn't for us. Let us know how the land got turned over. Let us know how did we go from having all of these independent black-owned oil companies, because that's how you had the Black Wall Streets and the Harlems. That money was powering these business districts that was all over America. Whole full black towns, a whole state of states full of blacks. Mississippi was full of black. They want to pretend like Mississippi is the poorest state in America. Nigga, Mississippi was an old oil state. How is it the poorest? It's poor because you made the people that way. You took what they were supposed to inherit. You took it from them. You stole it. You killed them. You put an Asian with that black man and they ran plays and peeked out their goddamn family one by one. You put him with somebody to distract him so he could just get his meat sucked and get chicken chow mein, chicken lo mein and shit, Mongolian beef every night. You made the Asian his fantasy so he'll never go back and look at the material. You gave him a slave story so that he'll never go back and look at the material. And then got the nerve to try to target black Americans who speak about, oh man, fuck these people. I don't care. And I never cared. I never cared. I never cared. I never gave a fuck about it. Never gave a fuck. Freedom of speech. And last I checked, ain't but one group of birthright citizens over this bitch. That's one reason I never cared. Beyond birthright citizenship, I already knew who I was before they started pointing that shit out. Can't tell me nothing about my lineage. I did my genealogy. I ain't have to send in no spit sample. I researched it. I ain't not only researched mine, I researched other people's for them. I would have just been selfish, just researching my family, trying to see what my family got. No, I put other people. No, everybody look into it. Fuck it. Let me research some other families. No, because we can't be the only ones. We're not the only ones. I knew my family was an anomaly. We dark as hell. When you think about slaves, you definitely will think about, look at that dark skinned family over there. No. We was dark, all right. Show had oil fields too, named after my family. That show was taken too. People show got lynched in my family. And I'm supposed to sit here and give a fuck about what's happening in Iran. My family members were lynched and it's documented. Ain't nobody want to give me reparations for that? For that trauma that I had that caused me reading that shit? I cried damn near a week straight when I read that. I didn't know my people got lynched. Nobody care? Nobody care to talk about it on the news since all the news reporters want to be so cool, since all the news reporters want to talk shit on YouTube now and curse and use profanity in their lingo. You use some profanity and talk about everything that happened to black American people. Let us hear it. Since y'all know so goddamn much, everybody degreed up. You got your communications degree. I got a science degree. It's beyond communications at this point. I really had to study. That's why I can really research for real. So I don't give a damn what these niggas talking about. If they bombed each other, let them. But them niggas is not bombed. If they had them bombed, there would be no more Iranians. My thing is, when I go into the Georgia State website and put in Chevron gas station and put in BP gas station, all these motherfucking Middle Easterns I see. Somebody need to tell me how this shit went from black people to Middle Eastern. That's what I want to know. Someone has to tell me. When did they get written in the history? I already know the answer. I just want somebody else to tell me. Did they descend from us? Did they buy the companies from us? Where are the oil rights going? How are they owning all the Y'all don't got to believe me. Go to your Secretary of State website. Go to business search. Type in Chevron. Tell me the last names that come up. You see the last names I just called out? That's not what's going to come up. So how are these people running the oil industry today? How are they running all the petroleum product, the gas? How are they running it? How are they running it? They keep foreign women around you. They keep black women arguing and distracted. Keep us emotionally unstable so we can't research this shit. I'm just a needle in a haystack. Keep black men distracted on some other shit. So you won't never look into it. That's how they did it. We the generation, we the people that they kept distracted. Who you think put the money behind the distractions? Who do y'all think put the money behind the distraction? Just like this Diddy shit is a distraction. Y'all ain't heard nothing that y'all wanted to hear yet in the Diddy case. I was looking for whether this nigga was trafficking children. I ain't heard that shit yet. So fuck him. If he fry, let him fry. If he walk, let him walk. How did all these nigga families get taken from this oil land and it get transferred to Middle Easterns? That's what I want to know. Anybody like to tell me? If this was a transaction that was made and it was money related, I'd like to see receipts from those transactions. I would like to see the receipts, because this stuff had to be in the courthouse somewhere, right? I haven't found it yet. And I'm always in goddamn courthouse files looking for shit. I haven't found it yet, guys. If these was transactions where y'all really gave these people money for their companies, for their land, if you did it the right way, that's there. Then that goddamn it, I should see some receipts. I don't see no receipts. So when Negroes in America, although y'all like to call us African American, I like the term Negroes, because that's what y'all was calling the black people who owned the oil fields and the cotton fields, who owned it. That's what y'all was calling them. So I and particularly, I like the name. If y'all did it right, then that means there'll be files at the courthouse. And for everybody who got this book, I appreciate y'all for supporting me. For everybody who has ever been interested in any of my lives as it relates to this topic of oil, I appreciate y'all supporting me, because it definitely need to be looked into, because it's too many people to not look into it. I don't like when they call Mississippi, people in Mississippi, poor. I don't like when they do that. I'm not from Mississippi. I'm from Georgia. But I know about the oil fields, though. I know about the money. I know about the cotton fields, though. I know that they owned it. I know how much cotton is worth today. I know they got killed out of those industries or distracted out of those industries. I know they did. I know they did. You can't buy one pair of cotton panties today for less than $5 fucking. Go in Walmart and try to buy I ain't talking about no polyester panties. I'm sure just go try to buy a pair of cotton panties. 100% cotton panties. Yeah, and they hit so many of these articles. I had to search like a needle in a haystack to find articles about oil, but I found them. And I have many more that I didn't even put in the book. Negro strikes millions in oil. Mayfield in Mayfield. Okay, Negro strikes millions in oil. And guess what the Negro said? It's in quotes. It's in quotes in the newspaper. Or he said, "Hope I get it. Hope I get it." Why did he have to say hope I get it? Because they was killing niggas. Hope I get it says half-breed Indian when they told him his wealth may be $20 million. Tom Johnson, 54, a Negro planter, was informed yesterday by an attorney from Tulsa, Oklahoma, that he is the owner of a quarter section of land there, upon which are located 40 or more producing oil wells, 40 or more producing oil wells on his land. 40 or more producing oil wells, and that his wealth ranges somewhere between 10 to $20 million. Johnson, who lives with his wife and son at Priorsburg, south of here, said, I hope I get it. Ben C. Axley, the attorney, said the Negro had been identified as the object of a 4-year search. He left Oklahoma after being allotted the land, which was his by right of being born in Creek territory of an Indian mother. These was Negroes. These was Indians. They see you whatever you are whatever your mother is, baby. Go look at the laws during that era. They wanted these Black American women to marry outside of their race. They wanted them to marry foreigners because then you lose being American. You lose being an American Indian. You are whatever you marry. If you marry another one, then you become another. You are your mother's bloodline. You have your mother's blood type. If you don't know what your mother's blood type is, what is your blood type? It's the same as your mother's. He was an Indian. They didn't even mention his daddy. They didn't have to mention his dad in this sense, because he inherited the land through his mom. They took him 4 years to find this man. You think they trying to find us today? Fuck no. You think they're trying to find? No, they know it's heirs property. They know it's divided interest. They have to find too many. They don't care about finding us today. They care about finding them back in the day when the land was getting turned over, when the oil rights was getting turned. 40 oil wells on his land, guys, and this nigga didn't even live in the same city. Took them 4 years to find them. They're not looking for us. They're sitting here telling us we were slaves when it wasn't even 100 years ago. That we owned oil fields. That we owned the land in America. This was way after, guys. This was after the World Wars when they found him. They were still looking for people then. They're not looking for us now. They don't fucking care. They just they don't even put the oil up. They just run the oil up under the ground, running in pipelines. When y'all hear all this talk of pipelines and all this shit, they just run them oil. They running the oil industry up under the ground, right up under your feet, baby. You still own the land. You own everything down to the center of the earth. You still own it by law. They still supposed to be looking for us. They're still supposed to be looking for us today to cut the check. They're not looking for us to cut the check. They want us distracted to pretend like it's Iran that needs our money. I can open this book all day and just reach out stuff out of this book all day. I even broke down how you can distribute reparations via commodities in the book. I wrote whole legislation in the book just for somebody to copy. Just for somebody to copy and do it. A legislation, reparations based on commodities. Shit that we already supposed to own. Shit that we already supposed to have the royalties to. You really already supposed to be giving us this money. You're supposed to be looking for us just like they was looking for the Negroes back in the day. With sundown towns and all that shit started. You know. I don't know. You distracted niggas, made them start marching perhaps. When the Negroes started marching and protesting and all that shit, they got distracted. Got distracted right on out your spot. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate the super chat. You emailed me, okay. Thank you so much. I gotta check my emails. For everybody who is on my list, some of you said you needed a little more time. That's fine. It's emails going out all week. I haven't checked my email since earlier today. So I didn't even see your email yet, Roy. But I got emails going out. I got books going out. I got products going out. I got a lot going on. But I want to make sure I keep coming on here communicating with y'all because we all we goddamn got. Look like nobody's looking for us, guys. Nobody. So thank you for everybody who support the channel. As you can see, as you already know, this is gonna be shut up and probably gonna be demonetized. Every video I do get demonetized, and I don't even really be. Now I did cut up on this video, but that War on Woke video that got taken down, that got just destroyed. It was an hour and 38-minute long breakdown. They chopped it down to like 30 minutes. I don't know how they did. That wasn't even my work. Y'all know when I be chopping down videos, you can see it. I chop it at 5 minutes, but it's a continual of me talking. They just chopped it. I'm talking, chopped and screwed. Like the points don't match. How they did that, I reached out to them and inquired. Just took it down, just like they used to do me back in the day. So I don't get. I think they be doing that just so they can take monetization from the video. Cause I didn't use profanity on that video. I nothing. It was early in the morning. I don't really cuss like that early in the morning anyway, for real. I have to go through stuff throughout the day in order to get turned up like this. I done went through some stuff today. You know, I done went through thoughts today. I done read stuff from the DOJ website today. I have to go through stuff in order to get this hyped up. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. For everybody who supported, I appreciate y'all. Yes. Okay, you can send me an email. Let me see. Yes, everything is coming out. Yeah, Outcast bombs over bad. Yeah, I don't give a damn about it. I just don't give a damn about these people. They can bomb Baghdad as long as they don't bomb Baghdad, Texas. I think it's a Baghdad in Texas. It's a Baghdad. It's something out there in Texas that's named after something in the Middle East. Yeah, but if this y'all homework assignment, go to the Secretary of State website in whatever state you in. Type in the gas station, Chevron. Look at the last names and then tell me who you should feel sorry for. Everybody want us to feel sorry. They're battling for the soul of America. Everybody want us to feel sorry for everybody. Nobody feels sorry for us. Like, we literally had our wealth taken. You niggas didn't have no wealth to begin with. So I don't feel sorry. I can't feel sorry if your wealth, you didn't have no wealth to begin with. I don't even know what's in your desert land. What minerals are on your desert land that your ancestors was making money from? I could tell you what was over here that we was making money from. Y'all niggas, the Asians, y'all brought the beetle over here to ruin our trees. Let's see what all the Asians brought. The Asians done brought a lot of destruction. They brought those beetles over here to ruin our trees. They brought the kudzu over here to ruin our farmland. Multiple viruses. And then they do all this shit and hide their hand behind the white people. Like, it's the white people. It's the white people that don't like. See, remember this lynching video? Yeah, bitch, I remember the lynching video. But I also remember when you brought those beetles over here. I also remember when you brought that kudzu shit over here and dropped it down in the south to choke up all the farmland. I remember that shit because when I go out today, I still see it on the trees. I also remember when you brought that Wuhan lab experiment over here too. We don't take shit like that to y'all land and fuck with y'all like that. We let y'all be over there. We come over there to visit, go to vacation or something, spend money, and then we come back home. Y'all come over here and bring viruses like the two Chinese people that just got arrested off the plane the other day. Thought they was gonna come over here and drop some more shit off. That's what y'all do. We don't even think the same. We don't even think the same around this bitch. We don't. We do not think about causing destruction to people. That's why you don't see niggas in the street. We on ice. We're just trying to see if y'all gonna do the right thing and get these reparations out. If you want to have a goddamn subcommittee meeting, if you want to have a hearing about reparations. Bring some real fucking facts. I don't want to hear no bullshit about slavery, especially when you got all the information. You got more information than I got because I haven't even went through a quarter of the goddamn government files. You know how the goddamn oil fields got turned over. You know who owned the oil fields. You know who owned the cotton fields before you put your quartermasters in place. You know who owned the land before you put your quartermasters in place. They want to have some committee hearings. Right after the 23andMe hearing, you should have had one on reparations. I don't want to hear no bullshit ass historian up there being questioned either. Y'all niggas got my phone number. Clearly, if the Secret Service did the whole investigation and saw that I was a victim of a goddamn crime ring that you niggas was running, somebody got my number. Call me. I'll gladly do a hearing. Especially if it's in the morning time where I ain't cussing. Don't piss me off. I get reparations in a matter of hours. Anyway, I haven't eaten none today. It's gonna start thundering outside. The more I yell, the more it's supposed to be clear skies today. I'm in here yelling, and now it's thundering and lightning. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. I ain't mean to turn into Thorisha. I ain't mean to turn into Thor's niece. I might see y'all in the morning. I don't know. I'll probably come back on here later on. Because there's something else I got to tell you, but I can't tell y'all on this live. I already said too much. I already got demonetized. So please click like if you're watching it on the replay. Please understand that I am who I am and it is what it is. If you think I'm racist, you probably haven't watched enough videos. There's no motherfucking way you can even think that when I'm sitting here talking about Black Americans. But every time we talk about Black Americans and the plight that we went through, y'all say it's racist. If you think I'm Semitic, anti-Semitic, I don't know how the fuck you can be an Ashkenazi Jew and call anybody anti-Semitic. You're a Nazi. It's Ashkenazi Jew. I don't want to hear shit. All I want to hear is, at the end of the day, how was the oil fields changed over? Please, somebody riddle me this before you riddle me as a racist. Riddle me, how was the oil fields changed over? That's all I want to fucking hear from anybody. That's it. That's all. Even if my family don't never get their oil fields back, even my family don't never get shit out of none of this, some of these families need to get these fields back. Y'all want to go to war with Iran and lock people up and go to war with Israel and all this shit? Give it back to the people who it belonged to. Don't think it's no smart people in our family that can't run it. We ran it before. And if you don't want to give it back to us, you need to be cutting us a check every month. Nigga, we need to get paid on the 15th and the 30th, just like the military do. Every nigga in America should be paid in this bitch. And when the military get their payout, we need to get one too. Because the military is put in place to manage our fucking land. That's what we got the military for, to protect what we got over here. We're heirs to the land. We're the ones with birthright citizenship. Y'all ain't gonna cut us into no royalties or nothing. Y'all niggas need to be paying us just like. And if you're in the military and if you're a nigga, then that means you need to be getting 4 paychecks a month. It only makes sense to me. You need to be getting an airship check, a royalty check, and your work check. Maybe people can't understand what I'm saying because they can't filter through the profanity. It's the same profanity that they use on a day-to-day basis. But when a woman says it's cringy, it's cringeworthy, I'm supposed to talk like Candace Owens or some shit. I'm a real American. Both my parents are Americans. All of my grandparents are American. Just like we have family graveyards with our name on them, we have cities with our name on them, and we have oil fields with our name on them, and we're getting nothing but ropes. I love y'all. I got a story about boats to tell y'all. That's what I want. I'm not gonna tell y'all this, but just remind me. I got a story about boats to tell y'all. I love y'all. Good night.